Hey there, welcome to another summary of my reviews of Tai Lopez's 67 Steps. Gosh, this is getting confusing. So this is the summary of steps 21 through 30. And I like to do these just to do a quick recap for myself. Again, these videos I'm doing mostly for myself. And if you're watching them and you like them and you subscribe because of them, great. But I'm going to keep on doing them anyway. And if you want to give me feedback or whatever, that'd be appreciated as well. Anyway, so we're moving on. Steps 21 through 30. I'll try and make this quick. So, step 21, if you remember, was mastering the 4 PASE energies. PASE is this Tai Lopez's kind of emotional profiling, mental profiling kind of system, like Myers-Briggs or something. And that stands for practical, action, social, and emotional. And you should figure out your, what order yours come in, because it doesn't have to come, practical may not be your number one motivator. And the point of this is to figure out how to motivate yourself. And once you can figure out how to motivate yourself, how you work, what works on you, then you can understand how to motivate others. So that was number 21. Number 22 was the 7-fold path to the obvious signs. And that was about, look at the obvious signs, but become a more analytical thinker. And Tai threw out this kind of modification of the 7-step scientific approach, which is first ask a question, research the answer, make a hypothesis, test, observe the test as it's going on, analyze the results of the test, and finally in Tai's step, get advice from qualified onlookers. And don't quit after failed experiments. You look at Edison, who made thousands, if not millions, of what you'd say failed experiments, but they're experiments. They either work or they don't. And if they don't, they push you forward as well. So it's not really right to say failed experiments. The only time you have a failure is when you run an experiment too long. It's not working. That's a failure. So that was step 22. Step 23 is bypass the obstacles of life. I'm not always using Tai's titles on here, so you get whatever. Step 23, bypass the obstacles of life. And there's 3 things I learned from this. One was you have to have a force of will. You have to have a kind of faith, not this blind religious faith, but you have to feel success before you have it. Because if you give up, you will give up if you don't see yourself succeeding. And expect the problems. Read history, get a perspective. Your idea is not brand new, or it's an interpretation of something else, new interpretation of something else. Get a perspective, see what happened in history, and expect those problems. Number 3 was innovate your way out of your situation. This is kind of like Jeff Bezos' quote. And we innovate our way through. And, don't repeat your mistakes. This gets back again to the experimentation. Don't repeat your mistakes. And also, something I've picked up from reading this great book, Bold, is that if you shoot for very high, an incredible goal, it'll force you to change your approach. Because you know that, well, this approach isn't working. If it was, I would be there already. So I need to have a different approach to get such a high goal. If you just have a small incremental change, you might think, I can tweak this thing. It's going to work. So that was 23. 24, funeral test. Simple one. Who's going to be sad when you go? And Warren Buffett says, work backwards. What do you want to be when you're 80? Then see, well, where would you have to be when you're 70? Where would you have to be when you're 60? And so on. Where would you have to be down to today? Which for me, unfortunately, is not so far down. But yeah, you get the idea. And that's kind of it. Work towards a proper, healthy end goal. And Joel Salatin's quote in this one is that the biggest tragedy in life is being good at the wrong thing. So make your goal early and work towards it. Number 25 was the force of nature. Not everything is about you. There is a larger machine working here, and that is the machine of nature. So you should learn from that. And one of the things you learn from nature is that things take as long as they take. My avocado tree over there, it took as long as it took, to grow. you you have this timeline. You can't rush it, so give it time to evolve. It's a force of nature. Number 26, step 26, was Six Sigma. Increase your efficiency, lower your mistakes. And mistakes take time. That's why you don't want to make so many mistakes, because you don't have so much time. And to accomplish this, you plan more. And that's kind of what Six Sigma techniques are about. But one of the other things brought up well in this step was there should be no single point of failure. And create systems that push you towards success by minimizing your mistakes. And I think this was Tai's F22 scenario, but I'm not sure about that. But they had a 3-point planning stage, and that is, plan for the best case, plan for the worst case, and plan for the most likely case. If you have those 3 things covered, you have a pretty good plan. And as Lao Tzu said, do what's easy, or do what's difficult when it's easy. Is that right? I have it written down the other way, but you know what I mean. Yeah, do what's difficult when it's easy. So step 27 was building coalitions. And you can't do this, whatever this is, your accomplishments, you probably can't do them by yourself. I would say almost 99% you can't do whatever it is you want to do by yourself. And so build coalitions, find partners. Warren Buffett said he looks for 3 things: energy, intelligence, and integrity. Integrity being pretty important, because if you find somebody with energy and intelligence, and they don't have integrity, they're going to screw you. So that's what Warren Buffett looks for. Tai looks for loyalty and complementary skills. Both valuable points. Step number 28 was a man makes his own luck. If you believe in luck or not, funnily enough, good preparation normally precedes good luck. So prepare for tomorrow, today. There's a million cliches or axioms that you can throw out about this, but it's true. Start saving today. Start preparing today. Step number 29 was about Stephen Hawking, and not so much about Stephen Hawking, but much about the fact that time moves forward. Even Stephen Hawking believes that. That we don't have this ability to go back. Some great quotes in this one as well. One of my favorite ones from Seneca was, it's not that we have a short time to live, it's that we waste a great deal of it. I'm at my age, I've become a man of a certain age, and I can definitely attest to that. We waste a lot of time. And invest in yourself, invest your time in yourself. This precious, most precious commodity, invest it in the most precious resource that you've got, which is you. And because you're in a battle against, impending disorder or entropy, invest in yourself. Put in the energy against that impending disorder. And finally, step number 30, which is about Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker is somebody, I should have brought the book. I was going to bring the book, I forgot. See, make mistakes, plan ahead. Peter Drucker is somebody that I discovered through Tai Lopez. I read a little bit of his stuff in Harvard Business Review, but really got into him because of this amazing, his Managing Oneself book, which is tiny. You can read it. Really great book. I've got his collection of Drucker that I found in a bookstore here in Japan, used for like $2. Anyway, though this title was about Peter Drucker, and Peter Drucker is a genius and you should read everything he says, really the lesson wasn't so much about Drucker. It was it starts off with this great Donald Rumsfeld quote about, there's known knowns, there are things that we know, and there are known unknowns. That is to say, there are things that we know we don't know, but there are also unknown unknowns. There are things that we don't know we don't know. And I remember when he made that speech and everybody laughed at him, but to be honest, I think it's quite prophetic. So, there's that. You have to fight against what's called this disabling ignorance. It's where you think you put this and this together and it's a wrong sequence. You don't want to be a billionaire for whatever reason. You don't want to be a billionaire, so you don't pay any attention to what billionaires say. You can learn a lot from people who are successful in other fields from you, or have other goals than you, because success is success, right? what I encounter a lot is this never been done problem. People say I can't do what I want to do because it's never been done. Again, in that book Bold, there's a great one. Brilliant innovation. The day before brilliant innovation was a crazy idea. Don't hold on to any strong beliefs. A lot of people talk about this. Buffett and Munger, especially, talk about this. Don't believe anything so strongly that you can't be dissuaded when there is proof that you're wrong. So anyway, those are steps 21 through 30. I hope you're enjoying this. We're halfway through or so, and I'm going to keep on slogging through these, and I hope you keep on following along, or come back every once in a while, see what's going on, whatever. This one's a bit long because it's a review, but the other ones I'm trying to keep them shorter. All right. Anyway, thanks a lot. Subscribe if you can, if you want, and we'll see you later.